Well, we're here in Third Ward where you were raised. And thank you for joining me. We'll talk about that in a minute. But 5 years later, does it feel like a lifetime or does it feel just like yesterday?
It's a lifetime. At the end of the day, my brother was murdered. And what you have to have an understanding that it's a life sentence for us. At the end of the day, a police officer, he can go to jail for a little bit of time, and all they're getting is a slap on the wrist. And it's a lot of pain that we're going to endure for the rest of our life. It's going to always be a roller coaster ride. And it's not just me, it's going to be harsh on Gianna, because she's the one that has to go through a lot more because that was her father. And she'll have nobody, to me, who she should have, which is her father, to be able to walk her down the aisle, be able to go attend different events and things like that. A daddy-father dance when she get married. It's a lot of different things. And we're gonna try our best to continue to push forward to be able to help her out, because we just can't mourn. We gotta get out here and show people that who we are and we're standing together.
Do you feel as though, are you still grieving?
Well, you grieve all the time because birthdays come up. He loved basketball. You think about the basketball players that he loved. You see that. You think about what we would have been eating at this time. Then when your mother when her birthday comes up, you think about how he was feeling. And it's different things with conversations, text messages, going out there to see him in Minnesota. We grew up together. George was somebody who touched a lot of people. He was so gifted because he had the heart of gold. He would sit there and see a homeless man and bend down and tie his shoe like he was the president.
For people who aren't familiar with your relationship, how close were you and George? He was your older brother, right?
George was my older brother. All my siblings were close. You have no choice but to be close. You see each other every day. I always remember he was gonna get a lot of food because he would be the one that comes back from practice late. And my mother, she would always make him a lot of food on a plate and put it in the oven and just let it sit. So when he gets there, he comes and he's gonna eat a lot because they did a lot of running. They had like one of the best football teams in Texas. They had like one of the best basketball players in Texas, and he played with a lot of star athletes, a lot of them. Some of them went to the NFL.
Yeah. Now, did you play sports as well too?
I played a little bit, but I'm not
his
gifted
level.
like that. But I have an understanding of the game. That's something you can't take away. When you can know what's finna happen ahead of time, that's how you have the great players like Barry Sanders, and you can think about the Emmitt Smiths, and because they can see the field, the Thomasons, they can evaluate Stroud for the Houston Texans. They can see stuff, and a coach like the Houston Rockets, he can see a lot of things because he's coaching them, and he's gonna put the players in the best position to win, like D'Amico Ryans.
Yes, who we love.
Yes, we love him to death.
What do you miss most? I know you talked about holidays, and I know you talked about that, but just in general, what do you miss most?
Me, it's like one of the biggest things that a lot of people don't know. George, when we were in the household, my mother, she became handicapped, especially when she became ill a lot. He would pick her up because he was strong. You know, he was a freak of nature. He can do a lot of different things that the average person can't do. And when he picked her up and held her in the air like she was a baby and danced with her, it right there just sent a lot of tears coming to me and joy because I'm sitting there looking at a man, how he loves his mother so much. And it's like he treated her like something like when you look at what's going on, when you see something in your life and you just cry because you're like, oh my God, this is the best thing I ever seen. That's what I got from my brother, because I don't know a lot of people who was tentative to their mother, but he loved his mother more than anything.
You admired him a lot, it sounds like.
Yeah, everybody admired George. He can dance, he can jump, he can rap, he can run, he can do anything a little guy can do, he can do it with his size. It's not a lot of athletes that can do a lot of those things. You gotta think about people like LeBron James, you gotta think about people like Shaquille O'Neal when you think of stuff like that. Zion, these guys are huge, but they can do a lot of different things because they was gifted. You don't get a lot of players gifted like that.
Yeah, yeah. So we're in Third Ward. We're at Emancipation Park, not too far from CUNY Homes, not too far from Jack Yates High School. What's it like when you are in this area, in this specific part of Third Ward?
It's home. You know, any part of Third Ward is home. You know, we have the CUNY Homes, then you have the Bottoms over there, and then you go over there, you go toward Sophomore. Everybody, we'll see some of these people, you'll meet them all in, besides school, you end up seeing them in a YMCA, certain places like that. Then you get closer and you come as friends, because either and why we from different neighborhoods, we all come together and we come as one. But with George, he, you know, as an athlete, you meet people not just in your neighborhood. You go outside your neighborhood and you meet professionals who want you around. You got a lot of people from colleges who looking at you. You know, they evaluate you at a young age, and they show you that they really love you by even coming to see you, because they don't have to come see you.
So you have turned what I would say pain into purpose. You've spent the past 5 years advocating for justice, for equality. What has that work been like, and where has it taken you?
Well, just being able to get out and be active. I knew that I needed to take a stance, especially a lot of times I didn't have the opportunity to be in my own community because I was active going everywhere, because what's going on, it has been going on, but at the end of the day, you want to try to make people accountable for what they're doing, because a lot of people are losing their kids and stuff. But for George, one thing I knew and understood, he always gonna be community first. And unity is in community. And people come together as one all over this world doing the same thing. Because a lot of people right now are throwing different events for George, because this is a 5-year remembrance of George. And it's touching a lot of people, because he was murdered on 25th. I was married on the 24th. Yeah, but it didn't all come in the same
year?
No, not that same year, because George was actually in the wedding. And, you know, I just remember him and my mother and stuff like that showing up and stuff. I'll never forget that. My nephew was right there too. And he also played at Jack Yates High School too. He was a basketball player, and they won a championship when he was there.
Wow, wow. Reflect for me on being the face of a movement you never asked to lead. This was not in the plan for you.
I never thought about I was the face of the movement. I thought about I was fighting for my brother, because I wanted some accountability for him. I seen a lot. I watched a lot of people being murdered for no reason, and I had no reason and had no understanding how did it hit my front door the way it hit. And that what made me just get out and say, hey, I gotta be vocal. Even when my voice starts shaking, I gotta be able to get it out, and I gotta be able to express myself. Not in a negative way, but in a way where people can understand that, hey, I'm not here to hurt you. I just want you to have the understanding that his life mattered. All our lives matter. People of color lives matter. Give us the opportunity to be able to come together, like Dr. King said. He wanted everybody around the world to be able to join hands together. And that's what I'm looking at. How can you root for one person and not root for the other? You know, you have Caucasian people and you have people of color. To me, we all created as one, because that's what God created. It shouldn't be a division. It should always be unity, and let's come together and let's teach each other.
Have you felt any sense of accomplishment? And also, what about setbacks?
Well, the only accomplishment for me is, you have to understand, all I had when people all around the world marched and stuff, it was like I had a glimpse of hope, because I had the world with us, and they all was making all kind of murals, and they were around the world saying, George, George, you know, say his name. And when I went into the courtroom, that's when a lot of stuff faded away from me, because the stuff that people were speaking about and the stuff that they were saying, I wonder if it's like how could you say a lot of things that you were saying and the video showed it all? It shouldn't be anything to talk about. It should be like, hey, you did wrong, you need to do the time. Because if one of us would have did it, they would have made us do the time.
What were those things that they were talking about? Like his past indiscretions, those types of things that were upsetting you?
A lot of stuff that they even talk about in the past, he didn't even do it, you know? and that's the things about it. My brother went through a lot. He didn't do those things. And even when the police officer who murdered the other people at the house, it was some Caucasian people who he had murdered, that guy ended up going to jail for that. But that's the same guy that was giving everybody cases around, and everybody kept saying, I didn't do anything, he just gave me a case. And look at him now, he's in jail. I'm trying to remember his name, but he has another Batman. They call him Batman, but I can't remember his name. But you'll know who I'm talking about, but he's incarcerated right now.
Yes. Do you feel as though you've gotten justice for your brother's death?
Well, I'm not gonna say justice, because justice is a life sentence, because we received a life sentence. And there's a lot of other families around the world who didn't get nothing at all. And the fact that that guy got a slap on the wrist, he was able to go home at night after he murdered my brother. Anybody who would have did what he did, that was something demonic. And you can clearly see he didn't care. He sat on my brother's neck, and he didn't care. It was like he was a big game hunter, and he did what he wanted to do. And my brother said over and over, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And nobody cared, nobody. Him and his friends, they did what they wanted to do.
Just this week, police reforms were rolled back in several cities, including Minneapolis. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, you got a different person in office, and they are doing anything that change a lot of stuff. But at the end of the day, we gotta be able to stand up, and we gotta be able to take that lick and keep on ticking, because you never know what God wants for you, because he has the best seat in the house, and he's always watching. And that's why I pray, and I just try to get myself in a better situation, because I know long as I keep doing what I'm doing, showing the people that we can come together, we can help get jobs, motivate them to be able to do things, to be able to help their families get into a better situation. That's where I'm at too, right now.
Does it ever get heavy for you? Meaning when there are these things that happen, these setbacks or rolling back of initiatives and reforms that were put in place, does that ever give you a moment of defeat or depression or sadness? Or you seem so positive, honestly.
Yeah, I just know that people are gonna do what people are gonna do. You know, at the end of the day, you had a lot of corporations who wanted to step in, and a lot of corporations, they didn't fulfill anything. And I'm one of the ones that I really didn't have a lot of people to be able to help me, but I had a lot of people who was willing to step up and help me get through what I was going through. And you think about Reverend Al Sharpton, you think about Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, you think about, can't say the Mayor Sylvester Turner, you gotta say Congressman Sylvester Turner. You got a lot of people, from Al Green, you had Ron Reynolds. It's a lot of people I can keep naming, even people that was part of Rough Riders, which was why he stepped in from the beginning. And you had Silky Slim from Baton Rouge, you had Ben Crump. You had a lot of good people who came, and they all said, hey, we're gonna help you. We're gonna help you get through this. And they all wanted the same thing. They wanted some type of justice, because they couldn't just stand to see people being annihilated the way they were. That was terrible for people to sit there and see that video of my brother, and they seen this before, because a lot of these people been in these courtrooms, so they know a lot more.
5 years later, a lot of those people are still in touch with you, all those people that you just named off, from elected officials to high-profile people.
Yeah, they're still there. They never left. Even when the cameras left, they were still there. Mr. Ellis, all of them. They all sit there and they actually, how you doing? Are you okay? They know that you can struggle. It's a roller coaster ride. It's gonna always be up and down. You can never be the same. I don't care who you are, what you're talking about, you're gonna have levels in life, you know, and you gotta sit there and you gotta have the understanding of how to get through those levels. Because life is a lot different than what people think. You come in as a baby, and as you get older, you have an understanding that mama not here no more, my daddy not here no more. You got to do everything on your own. So it's better for you to evolve, get you some good friends around you, and always keep him up there in your heart, you know, because he can't hang around you. He got to be inside of you. George is hanging around me.
Do you still believe that meaningful police reform is possible?
Well, the only way it's possible if you do it. Because we can sit here and ask you for it. Can you do this? Can you do that? Police reform, we shouldn't even have to talk about a lot of different things. The officers, all they have to do, these cops, is just do the things that you're supposed to do. But not only the cops, the people, do what you're supposed to do. And don't give them a reason to do anything, because if they do it just on their own and just kill you, and the video show that you didn't do anything, you have a fight on your hand. But when it's something and you trying to shoot them or something like that, they got to protect themselves. They still got to go home. They have families. But at the end of the day, let's not give these people no reason to hurt us, because at the end of the day, they're human just like us.
What is your outlook on police officers in general, in light of what's happened to your brother and your family?
Well, I got some friends, and they're actually good police officers, and I never hear them about them doing anything because they know the struggle. They know it's real. They can interact with anybody, because when you come from the bottom, nothing scares you. But the understanding that when these guys get out of school, out of these police academies and stuff, a lot of these guys, some of these guys have been picked on and beat up, so you have to have an understanding of who you're dealing with. And if you don't know, they can have bad days and they can have good days. But that one particular day, his wife can be done made him mad, or her husband can be made her mad, and they just take it out on you. But at the end of the day, don't give them a reason. Because at the end of the day, they got the gun, they got the badge, they got the power. But you got good cops and you got bad cops. You shouldn't have to sort them out.
What about the dismantling of DEI initiatives that really were started and birthed by the Black Lives Matter movement that was sparked by your brother's death?
That right there, I took a L on that. I didn't have an understanding of how can you roll that back. It's a lot of people who were using that to their advantage, and it's not just black people who was using that. You had a lot of Caucasian people. You had especially women. They were elevating themselves, and as black people, we still were coming in to doing the same thing. But I just think that some people are qualified to do jobs no matter the skin color. And some people need to have that understanding, because at the end of the day, if you own something, you want the best person to be there to do the job. Just like you, I'm speaking to you right now, you're wonderful. You know, I don't want nothing to happen to you because it's good. You know?
Thank you. It shouldn't matter the person's background. It should be based on the individual that they are and the work that they do, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, because everything that you just said is so true. Because something similar to what you said, I think about the background of who I am. My color and my wallet shouldn't be the thing that makes me get on the pedestal. It should be about who I am as a person when I come to you for that job. You give me that job, I'm going to work 110% to make sure that I do the right things to be able to make sure I keep the job. But hey, sometimes you don't have that, because whoever they want, that's who they want, because it's just like it will. It will state, I can fire you when I want to fire you.
You were saying earlier and alluding to, you know, at one point you had the support of the world, people voicing out around the world. The world is a lot different, even just within a 5-year time span, and that time that has passed. Do you feel like there's been a tide that's turned of negativity, of racial tension again? Do you feel any of that, or have you seen any of that?
Well, at the times when we were going around, for my brother, you seen good people and you seen some bad people, but some people don't want you around them. They were upset, and I greet people all the time, and they see me just by my color, they don't even want to talk to me. You know, especially a lot of Caucasian people, they get like that. But a lot of times you run into some exceptional ones, and they be excited, and some of them even know who you are. And they let me know they follow what was going on. They wasn't hiding under a rock. And they'll tell me things, and I'll be like, wow, I didn't know you even knew. But at the end of the day, you got some good people. You hope that's who you see. You don't want to run into the wrong people, especially if you're in a sundown place, because you might not come up out of those places alive.
Have things changed for you personally? Have you seen people be more vocal, whether good or bad? People who are more vocal about the movement itself and not believing in the movement, disrespecting the movement, and even being threatening toward you?
Well, for me, in the movement, a lot of people when I seen that were voting and stuff like that, they voted because they wanted their jobs and they wanted revenue. When the Democrats were in office, it seemed like they wasn't getting what they wanted, so they all voted the opposite side. But you're gonna see people all the time. They want money. That's what they want. People want to be able to feed their family. They're starving. You know, like wolves. They out there trying to find a way to be able to get some money. And to me, it sounds like it's a bad thing, but it's not a bad thing for them, because what you're going through, especially me, it looks like something chaotic, but it's organized. But it's more like organized chaos from what I seen with my brother at the time. I'm like, I still go through those. I have those flashbacks. Sometimes I just wake up in the middle of the night and I think about that. And you know, it's a lot of people have been contacting me about my brother, and it's something that I'll never be able to forget about, but I try my best to try to keep moving, and I think about other family members, especially his daughter, because, you know, she's getting older, and it's getting that time where, you know, she know about her father was murdered. You know, it's not, he wasn't taken away.
Has she ever seen the video of her father's death, or has the family shielded her from that through the years?
Honestly, I don't even want to ask, but I don't want to ask for reasons, because everybody has a phone. It's on social media, it's on t-shirts, it's all across the news. You're gonna see something. You can't hide stuff. No matter where you go, if you commit a crime, it can be a ring camera around the corner. They're gonna find out who did it. It's no way to get out of it now.
Yeah, you've just never wanted to approach that. I understand. Despite everything, what still gives you hope 5 years later?
People. People are still going out. They're marching. They're doing different things. People tend to try to have community centers. They try to help kids stay engaged. They trying to teach them how to plant. They let them go horseback riding. They showing them what nature and what the culture is about. I'm from the city, but actually going to the country and stuff with my mother, because she was born in North Carolina, I seen a lot of different things, from clay and all kind of different things out there, that riding a dirt bike, and people who walk through the graveyard to get to the store, you know. And my grandmother had all the animals on her property, so I seen chickens and ducks and the pigs and the turkeys. I seen them all. But the funniest thing I can remember, and this was funny because I think about George, because I know he probably had the same thing, because he run from mosquitoes. I wasn't running from the chickens. I told my mom, I said, that chicken out there trying to peck me. He's trying to. I said, bite me though.
Yeah.
and she said, that's not a chicken. That's a rooster. He didn't want me there.
First of all, you need to know what type of fowl it was. Second of all, he's protective. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. You were running from a rooster and George was running from mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes, he ran from cockroaches, anything.
Really?
He didn't the insects would make him run as big as he was. He gonna get the movement. And he's shifting gears fast too.
I'm not mad at him for that at all. What do you think George would have made of your activism?
I think he would have just told me, keep fighting. He always told me, you have to have heart. That's the #1 goal. Because when we playing sports, you can't go out there and be tentative. You guys, it's just like working out. You got to get through it. It's going to get tough. And he going to tell you got to play hard and you got to let people know that you're there. So they have an understanding that they're going to have a long game because you're going to be there on every play. And this activism, as long as people know that you're there, they're willing to ride with you until all the wheels fall off. They still gonna be there with you. And a lot of these people never gave up. They're still here, and it's a lot of people. But I think about Silky Slim. He's from Baton Rouge. He know what it's like to grow up in the ghetto. He know a lot what it is to be poor. And look at him now. He's working with Ben Crump and so many other people right now.
So you will remember and honor George this weekend with quite a few different events.
Yeah, we're gonna have a private memorial because this is his 5th year anniversary, and we wanna make sure that we let people come out and celebrate, especially in the community. This is going to be huge. So that memorial will be with Reverend Al Sharpton and some pretty good people. They will be there standing. And from there, between 1 and 5 o'clock, we'll be in the CUNY homes where we grew up at. We were born in it, not sworn in it. So we're gonna get out there, have raffles. We're gonna make sure people have face paintings. They get to play in the jump balloons. They get to eat food. Thank you, Cool Runnings, for helping us out. It's a lot of different things that they would get to do. They get to win door prizes. And I think this is gonna be huge because we love the education aspect of it. So to me, the people who have the best grades, because that's what I want. A lot of the kids over there at the CUNY homes, when they show up, I want them to bring their report cards. So whoever has a report card, they'll get something exceptional, but they don't know.
Oh, it's going to be a surprise what it is to get. So it sounds like you're planning a celebratory weekend despite the reason for the celebration.
Yeah, because it's the 5th year anniversary. His birthday is something that I'm always do for his birthday because that's the day that he was created. That's the day that I'm gonna always remember. But the fact that it's 5 years later and people are still standing and they're still talking about George, they're talking about the way he was treated. I can't just sit back and just let people forget. I want people to remember his name. I want people to know who he was. George, I told you, he had the heart of gold. He would help anybody. And he's one of the people that'd take his shirt off and give it to anybody if they needed it. So he knew a lot of people, he blessed a lot of people, and he knew a lot of people that wasn't average people, that people that you never thought you'd meet in life. He knew them, and they loved him, and they came by to see him. He met a lot of people, and I met a lot of people through him.
Well, I'm glad it's going to be celebratory. That sounds